everybody to the Team Moneymakers How to Achieve President's Club for 2018, as well as sales tips that you can use to gain customers and to build your business. Thank you to all my team that are joining me live today. We're so happy you are here. Wave to everybody out in YouTube land. There they are. And for those of you that are watching this on a recording, thanks for joining. If you like the content that you are seeing, please check out my channel. There's lots of other helpful videos for you. If you're on my team, note that I do post them in our group, but click that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate you, and check back for new videos. So team, let's go over the sales tips that you can use to help you achieve President's Club in 2018. So let's first talk a minute about what President's Club is for those that are new watching for the first time. President's Club is when you sell $10,000 or more in Avon in a cycle with Avon. So an Avon cycle, for those that are new, is from campaign 1 through campaign 26. So if you're watching this and you just getting ready to place your first order with campaign 5, you're cool, you still have the rest of the year. If you're watching this later and it's campaign 25, then you'll probably be making it in the following year unless you do like a huge fundraiser or a huge Christmas sale. So by achieving 10,000 in sales, you get all kinds of perks the whole entire next year for being a part of the club. The Mrs. Albee doll that you see is an award that you can also choose to receive. I've been in Avon for 17 years, so they are all over my office from 2001 all the way till now. And they're just all over. So you can choose to get that. What Avon has decided to do is, if you look down here, they'll give you now 400 points, and that allows you either to purchase your Mrs. Albee, or you can save the points for the rewards catalog. And as you can see on the screen, lots of other great perks, such as 40% all year round, that whole next year, 25% on our fixed earnings items, which are items that have the little asterisks next to them. You get to 3 demos in the What's New instead of 1. So if you really like a certain necklace and you would like to get 3 of them, you can when you're President's Club. If you're a core rep, you just can get 1 of them. So lots of good perks, so check that out. And then also there are different levels of PC. So the first level to be a part of the club is that $10,000 in a cycle. And then you get all those awesome there's the bullet points for it. Then there's Honor Society. Our Delana Simpson's an Honor Society member. I've been Honor Society in the past. They get all the above perks plus additional points. They get more demos, and they also get to bring a guest to the PC Tribute. Then we move on up to Rose Circle, which Delana was almost Rose Circle this year. I've been Rose Circle once in my Avon career. Then David McConnell, 65,000. President's Council, 110,000. And that is where also you begin, you can earn the trip at the end of the year. So this coming year's trip will be Maui for next year. So if you're selling at President's Council, President Inner Circle, that is a way to get on the trip as well. Okay, so here are some great practices to help you reach President's Club. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and there's lots of different ideas that I'm about to share on the slides. So if you have a notebook and pen, you may want to jot some of these ideas down so that you can use them later. So we're going to, first thing is get the mentality straight that you need to be sharing your business with everyone, everywhere, and keep the mentality. This is one of my favorite phrases. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. So you have to ask, and then you at least get the probability of yes or no, okay? So make sure you're doing that asking and sharing your products in your opportunity everywhere you go. Brand yourself, and just keep that mentality that if you don't ask, the answer is always no, okay? All right. So finding customers, lots of ideas here, and this is where you may want to write things down, or if you are watching this on YouTube, you can pause this right now and then write some of these things down. The meetings that I do with my team time out after 30 minutes, so we kind of have to move through them quickly, and that's why the power of the video, you can always pause it, go back and rewatch it and pause it. So again, the first thing that I just mentioned on the last slide, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. Always ask for referrals. You never know who's looking for an Avon representative, and others that also might be able to become helpers and share the materials for you or become a part of your team. Call others about their ads. So let's say you see an ad for something, you could always call them about their services because, genuinely it should be somebody that you need their service. And then of course you can exchange information, say, hey, I'll hand out your house cleaning cards, to help you. Would you mind handing out some Avon cards for me, and swap businesses? Or maybe it's another direct selling person that that sells Tupperware. tell her you'll share in your brochures some Tupperware cards if she would share the Avon with her Tupperware customers. You can do that type of sharing. Post flyers, of course, lots of places to do that. Leaving your catalogs. Remember, that is a passive way of selling, leaving your catalogs. It is a great way to continue to plant seeds. But for the newer representative that is watching, I want to remind you that if your brochures are only 10 or 20, you really need to utilize them wisely. By leaving them here and there, yes, like I said, you're planting seeds and kudos, but if you're expecting those people to all begin to call you, you don't have a name and a phone number to follow up. So it's a passive way of selling. It's a way that you're putting the materials out there, but you have no way really to get that return back. So use your initial books, and if you're new in this business trying to grow, get those names and numbers and be sure to follow up. If you're shy, wear a button, wear a name tag. I love having a button or a name tag on. That way, if you're forgetting to share, a lot of times people will say to you, oh, you sell Avon? Can I get a book? Make sure you're doing that. Fundraisers, great way to build your business, gets lots of names and numbers. When you leave your bank deposit, make sure you're giving them a brochure. I always shoot it up to the teller. Barter and trade your products. This is a big one. I do this with my hairdresser. I get my hair done. She loves Avon, so I let her get what she wants, and then I get my hair done for free, and we just swap it out. It's perfect. She owns her own little space, so we can do that. Hang a brochure flyer. You guys know the clear literature bags in your supplies area. You can always hang those behind doors in the bathroom stalls. Make sure you have, something in there that says free, take me home. Some sort of label that lets them know, hey, you can take this. Same thing is when I'm going to the magazine section in the stores, I love to plant my brochures between them. I will put them in them. I know. Sometimes I will take flyers and stick them in the magazines, like open a few and stick my flyer in the magazines. Another thing you can do is go to vistaprint.com and you can get sticky notes. The standard little sticky notes, you can make them into ads, and you easily can peel them off, open a magazine, stick it in the magazine when that person's reading the magazine. What is this? I got an Avon advertisement. Yeah, I don't know. The worst case scenario is somebody calls you from the store and says you can't do that, but until you're being told no, go for it. Stick them inside newspapers, stick them inside any other kind of flyers and things like that. I've even stuck them in boxes for diapers at the store, like the little slot where the diapers are. I'll fold them up and stick my little flyer in there. When the ladies change her child, she's going to get an advertisement for Avon. So get creative, try these things, okay? And then, of course, I always preach power of 3, power of 5, and not to be the silent Avon lady, and window signs, all kinds of other goodies. So garage sales, great place for you to either host your own. If people are coming to your own garage sale, you better have some Avon products out there, your brochures, maybe a raffle. People are coming to you. Great place for you to gather neighborhood customers, or get in your car on a Saturday morning and head out to some garage sales with your Avon brochures and talk to the people holding the actual garage sale. Maybe talk to some other people that are there. You can give the person doing the garage sale some Avon popcorn bags. Those are the delivery bags that we use. They're called popcorn bags. You can get them in your supply section. In return, just say, hey, would you like some bags to be able to bag up people's treasures that they buy from you at this? These are free. Make sure you've stamped all those bags with your contact information or put a label on all the bags. And a lot of times they'll take them and be like, oh, thanks, this is great. And they're free. Remember, the bags don't cost us that much. You can get like 50 bags for like $1 something, okay? So you can give them some bags in exchange for, hey, would you mind, handing out some cards, or let me leaving some cards or flyers here. Events, you can do events, tailgating, wear the product, show the product, be the product. Parties, make sure, if you're doing in-house parties, some people like to have a grand opening. That is totally up to you. You can also do teen birthday parties, spa parties. You can make themed parties, and of course, Facebook parties. And don't forget, the new social center with Avon is launching an amazing new social center for us this coming week, probably within the next week or so, to make sharing on social media so much easier for you. So we're super excited. Welcome, Ty Lee. I see you just joined. Okay, increasing customer. And I want you guys to write down whatever your ideas are. If there's anything I'm saying that's sparking an idea of something you're going to do, share it for the end so that we can open up for questions, okay? Because there's lots here, and like I said, we got to get through the slides before 12:30. So, all right. So ask your current customers, like I said, for referrals. And again, do not make the mistake of expecting to put out all these brochures and the phone to start ringing. That, for me, even as a new rep, was disappointing. I thought, man, the business doesn't work. I put all these books out and not one person is calling me. And so it makes you feel like you're failing. It makes you feel like the business isn't working. But let me remind you, your job is to give service to people. Your job is to follow up with those brochures in a courtesy reminder to let them know you're getting ready to place the order. I guarantee you, I know Delane is on this call. There's a lot of other people that are seasoned reps on this call that can tell you as soon as they begin to do follow-up, their orders start to change. I could be down to the last day of putting in my orders and not have but one little order in there and be like, oh my gosh, my campaign is a complete bust. I start sending out the text. I start, calling people. Hey, it's Lisa. I'm getting ready to place my order. Just checking in with you. Or, hey, by the way, I noticed that your favorite such and such is on sale. Did you happen to see it? It is amazing at how much your orders will grow when you begin to do follow-up. And like I said, at the end, I'm sure we've got some testimony to that. You can leave personal notes in the books. You can re-canvas neighbors, engage your customers. I love to go to businesses. If you've seen some of my YouTube channel, business to business, office to office is great if you can do that type of thing. If you're maybe a stay-at-home mom, get that stroller out, put your kids in the stroller, take a little cart or a basket with you with your brochures and introduce yourself from office to office. It works fabulous. That's what I did to grow my business as a new Avon rep when I had a newborn 2-year-old and a 6-year-old with me. And I dragged them with the stroller. We had to go out anyway, so why not stop into a few extra businesses and build some businesses, okay? And like I said, we'll share ideas at the end. Also, you can increase how much your customer buys from you by using several different techniques. We have on the ESTORE, if you've not seen it, where you can do skincare consultations. We even have an ESTORE quiz now that customers can take that you can do with them by phone. You can do it with them in person, but it's a simple few questions to help them pick their ESTORE regimen, which is new, and the skincare consults. They did take away the beauty advisor at this time. However, you can always go through with them, find out what their needs are, and help them choose beauty products as well. Great way to build your sales in ESTORE and skincare for sure. Makes the guesswork perfect. 3 other techniques. If you've taken your new rep classes, and if you haven't and you've been in this a long time, go back to Avon University and check out some of the new rep classes to refresh yourself. Link selling is huge. Linking a product to another product that naturally connects, such as eyeliner and mascara, okay? Add-on selling, that would be maybe suggesting the A box, maybe that they did buy a body lotion and you want to link together, hey, when's the last time you replaced your mascara? We have mascara on sale for only such and such. Are you in need of one? You should be replacing it once every 3 months. Create bundles and gift baskets. Hey, Valentine's Day, guys, it's the 6th. We're only, 7-8 days away from Valentine's Day. If you have anything in stock that maybe you picked up special, I saw Sheila doing some bundles earlier today. Take it with you and utilize that. And again, don't forget Avon U. Like I said, they've really improved it. If you're a long-time rep and you've been with us a long time, or you're thinking about joining and you used to remember Beauty and Knowledge or Pathways, that's all gone, and we have Avon U now, and it is amazing. Samples. If you're not purchasing samples, or when we do the sample bundles in the What's New, you can get a giant thing of samples for $7.99, $8.99 for a huge pack of samples. So take advantage of those. You can do lumpy brochures. I don't know if you've ever heard of a lumpy brochure, but that, takes a little time to put together. Maybe you get your kids together, or husband, spouse, boyfriend with you, and do lumpy brochures. And that is where you take a specific sample that you want to highlight, take a little piece of tape and put it on that page and make a lumpy brochure. Now, do note, if you can't afford samples or you're not ordering a lot of samples because of budget, that a lot of our brochures on scented pages, I happen to open it right here, have the scent circle. So don't forget the scent circle is going to help you. And by the way, before I go any further, am I clear where you guys can hear me clearly? Okay, just want to make sure. All right. So don't forget scent circles because those are great. All right. All right. That's a great way to point out. You can flag pages with that. And we also should be offering a box. You can do customer offers. You can put labels on your books that say, enter into the free drawing when you order $30 or more. You get entered into my monthly drawing or however you want to do it. But get creative. This is your business. You can market it how you want to market it to increase your customers, increase your traffic to your e-store by putting labels on the front that say shop direct with me. Use code WELCOME10 for 10% off your order. Get free shipping with $40 or more. Be creative and always point out the A box on the back of the brochures. If they're at $30, hey, you're almost qualifying for A box, which is only $10 with a $40 purchase. The eye cream in this is worth $28 on itself. So make sure you're pointing those things out. All right, everybody still follow? I know I'm speeding through. I'm talking a mile a minute in my Italian way here. All right, use the right tools. So ordering your brochures. If you are skipping campaigns, if you are relying only on eStore, if some of you choose to run your business that way, again, it is your business. You're the beauty boss. You decide. But if you are having struggles and you're not getting orders and you're complaining that you're not succeeding, you need to look in your own backyard in your local area to get things going while you're working on that social part of it. And like I said, Avon's making that easier for us now, giving us the tools we need for social. But if you need money right now, you need to be in your own backyard with brochures and flyers and talking with people and sharing, those type of things. And ask the customers when they're done with the book to please not just throw it away. You can put a label on it that says, don't toss me, or share this brochure with a friend when you're done, or tell them verbally, hey, when you're done with the book, can you do me a favor? Leave it out in town so somebody else can enjoy it, or give it to a friend. So that's a way to I think I had a label that said, recycle this brochure and please share it with a friend, something like that. And that way they're getting around. I've been surprised sometimes when I get a call from an area I've never even been to, and I'm like, how the heck did the book get there? It traveled on its own. So be sure to do that. I did talk about lumpy brochures here. Give customers samples and product categories they're not currently using. So maybe you have somebody that is always buying giftables, and maybe you can ask her questions like, do you currently have a favorite lip color that you like to wear? Or would you like to try a sample of our skincare? And, find out what their needs are and put it in with their next order. Okay, so all these things, and maximize using your demos. So there's four different kinds of customers, okay? You have the A customer, who is an Avon addict, and they order from you every campaign. They are usually the type 2 that you want to ask if they want to be a helper, or maybe they're going to become a representative on your Avon team. So make sure that you're promoting that, of course, to everybody, but customer A's are usually geared for that. Customer B, every 2 to 3 campaigns, which is going to be pretty much the majority, I think, of your clients. Customer C is the gift giver. They're only ordering maybe at Christmas or for a birthday here and there. And then you got your customer D's, which no matter what, you've been given those brochures and they're just not buying. Okay, so 4 different types. Let's talk about what you need to do. So take those baby steps to focus on changing the B customers into the A customers. So the B customers are ordering every 2 to 3 campaigns. Maybe they start ordering every campaign. Then take the next step to turn the C customers into B customers. And lastly, those D customers that aren't ordering at all, that's where you ask the questions of, are you still interested in purchasing, and looking at Avon brochures? Again, after 6 books, if they've not taken a bite of your business, it's time to maybe move on. Or maybe it's just something that they have not seen or tried, and they need to try a lipstick. They need to try a skincare sample. So that comes down to you trying. If even after that they're not buying, move on. Try to give that book to someone else that will buy. But try to move those D customers that have not bought at all into at least a C customer or a B customer, move it on up. Again, wearing the products, showing them, sampling out fragrance really does make a big difference. Did you know And again, we can attest to this at the end of the call, that those courtesy reminders are, just like I said, so huge. 48% of salespeople will make one call and just give up when the person doesn't answer or they don't call them back. 25% of salespeople make 2 calls and quit, and 15% of salespeople make 3 calls and just quit. The 88% of salespeople quit after 1, 2, or 3 phone calls. 12% of the salespeople keep calling, and guess what? The 12% of the customers who keep calling do 80% of the business. So 60% of the merchandise that was purchased after the 5th call. So you can't just call once or twice. You need to give it 6 brochure exposures to those same customers. I know you might, unless they've come out straight and said, I'm never going to order from you. Okay. You need to try with samples. You need to see, we're not pushy. If you've watched my trainings and you're on my team, or you've been watching me on YouTube, you know that I am not a pushy. I don't teach pushy selling. I teach caring about your customers, sharing the value, sharing the benefits, will get you the sales, and making relationships with your customers gets you the sales. So the moral of this here is even the most difficult prospect can be sold if called on regularly. So which approach are you going to follow? You've got to be, really thinking about that. Here's an example of a special promotion or flyer that you can use to help increase your sales and your customers. This is an older one, but you can make these type of little things to point out hot items in your book. You could title it however you want. You could be like Lisa's Hot Picks this campaign, or, Monica's #1, picks, whatever you want to do. But you can put these little bookmarks in there to point out different things. I like to run different, promotions. Like I said, you can put on the front of books. You could have something each campaign. You can do a customer club, all kinds of cool stuff you can do. Again, get creative and stand out from the rest. Now, I wanted to remind you that I am running the 385 Club for Team Money Makers. So if you're a part of my team, you can be a part of this prestigious club. And basically what it is when you sell 385 or more in a campaign, you get to be a part of this is a live video, people. It happens. Try to say that fast 3 times. Okay. Special, there's where it was, say that fast, list of representatives that have made 385 or more in a campaign. And I choose one winner for every 25 names that hit on the list. To win a special prize. So Mary Holmes is on the call. I just sent her a care package. She got a license plate and a bag and some selling materials. We just had our winner last week. I've got her goodies getting ready to go out. She's getting an Avon branded bag with pockets and all kinds of goodies. So we've just shared a lot of ways to increase your sales. This here, I wanted to point out, how do you know how you're tracking for President's Club? Go onto youravon.com, click on rewards and recognition. Then on the left, you're going to click on the goal card. And then you're going to see your specific plan. Now, underneath this part, I just snipped this part of the page. You will see all the campaigns running and what you sold. And if you've been here a year or more, you'll see the last year's versus this year's, so you can see if you're doing better. Okay? You can see it's telling me that if I sell $9.90, whatever, that I can make Honor Society, $9.90 a campaign. It's saying if I submit 401 or more per campaign, I'm going to make Rose Circle. If I am at 7,028 in sales and I've got 23 campaigns left, I need to average now about 305 a campaign to make it. Now I'm already President's Club, so I'm already earning 40%. For those of you that are not yet President's Club or not in Kickstart, because Kickstart representatives, new Kickstart reps, you have those first 7 campaigns that it's just, you're getting that 40% guarantee on everything as long as you're hitting your thresholds. But if you're after that, or if you're missing one, you want to watch your sales chart as to where you're at for your earnings, okay? Really important. Want to make sure you guys saw that.
I would probably say that, constant contact with people is probably the biggest thing. I actually have one lady, she's getting ready to move, but she's talking about joining my team already, because I kept in constant contact with her. And actually, I just got 2 new customers today from a friend who actually recommended me to them because I stayed in constant contact with her, whereas the old rep that she used to use was never in contact with her.
Right. It really makes a difference. It's that personal service. Like I said, a lot of reps think, oh, I'll just put a bunch of books out and just, that's it. I did what I was supposed to do. Now people will start calling, and that's where they get frustrated saying, oh, the business isn't working. And
Well,
you've got
and
to
the
work.
thing is, the contact doesn't even have to be Avon related. It could just be checking in.
Yeah,
Like what the one lady that I checked in on, her mom was in the hospital. So I was just, checking in, be like, how's your mom doing? Is she any better? Did she get released yet? Do you guys
great.
need me to bring you a meal or something? Like just basic friend to friend
Yep.
contact. And I think that stuck out to her because I was caring about her more as a
Just looking for
person
a
and
sale.
less as just a sale or just to join my team. And I think that's what really sticks out to people, because if you care about them on a more personal level, they're going to build that bond with you.
Right.
And especially if you offer to do stuff for them, it's kind of like the psychology rule where you offer to do something for someone and then they feel like they have to do something for you in return.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually that could be in the form of an order or helping you with a contact, whether it's just tagging you in a post of somebody who's looking for an Avon product.
Right.
Just little things like that that kind of help branch you out a little bit more.
I absolutely agree that it's the relationships. I mean, if I see that one of my customers just had surgery on Facebook or something, I'm absolutely going to be, or it's her birthday. You're going to post about that. You're not going to then put your link underneath that. You're going to say, hey, happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Nothing about your business. I absolutely agree with that. It's important to build the relationships and check on people just in a normal way, too. So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Tylee.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else have any takeaways from today that you're going to implement, or something you want to share that you're doing? Any of the ideas stick out that, like, oh, I'm going to do that?
Lisa,
Yes.
the tailgating, do you have a video on ideas on how to do a tailgating? Because that right there feels like the
I can do that.
Mary can tell you about that, because I did tailgating for years, but in her area, tailgating is working for Mary. So, Mary, I'll let you answer that.
Because I mean, I think it would be good here too, around where I'm living at. We have a lot of like flea markets and everything. I'm gonna try that too. But
Yeah.
the tailgating thing, that really, I want to know more about that.
Go for it, Mary. Tell them how you're tailgating.
Okay, it's very simple. I take a card table like the one behind me. I go to a corner. I had a specific one around the corner from Walmart where everybody was coming and going. Okay, I would put products out on the table, and of course my car is loaded with Avon signs.
Right.
And I would be out there from say 9 o'clock in the morning till say 3 in the afternoon. And you'd be surprised how many people stop and say, oh my gosh, I didn't think anybody sold Avon anymore. I've gained at least, just tailgating, at least 20, 25 customers that way.
Wow. How much product do you order at a time? I mean, when you do tailgating, how much product I mean, what would you recommend as far as like product to put out? I mean, I don't want to spend a whole ton of money, but I don't want to,
Exactly. Well, what I did was I had some products that I had on hand, that you get when you order.
Right.
You order extra stuff, or customers order and they don't pick it up. Instead of sending that back, I hold on to it and I use that stuff to put on the table. Then if somebody asks for something specific, at that point, you can then say, all right, I can order that product for you. I don't have it on hand. And there you go, a new customer. I also take like 10 books and drop them off at restaurants, bars, daycare centers, doctor's offices.
Okay.
I have gotten 25 to 30 customers that way.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Awesome. And Mary, I know that with tailgating, you probably have some signs, that say Avon. I mean, it's on your car, but even if you guys got like a cheap tent, like a $30 tent from a Home Depot, especially the hotter weather, pop one of those up, put Avon around that. And then, a great example of that, we have a guy that sells boiled peanuts right down the road. He's in a common spot. We all stop and get peanuts from him, especially during football. And I asked him, I says, do you need a license to be set up here? Because he's like running, it's like Randy's nuts. I mean, he's got a whole thing going on there with a trailer and everything. I says, do you need a license for this? He goes, not in the common area. I can do it. And so he gets so many cars. And I said to him, I should partner with you. Would you mind if I set up an Avon tent next to you? And you know what? I still haven't done it because I've been so
Shame
busy.
on you.
But if somebody, partner with somebody that's at a fruit stand. If they're sitting on a side of the road where there's no common, like you can just do it, partner with the fruit is drawing people. it's a win-win. It's a win for the people selling fruit, and it's a win for you. Because if they're there just for the fruit, you can give them an Avon book. If they're there for Avon, they could buy some fruit. So that's my suggestion, is find somebody that's doing something already and say, hey, we could benefit. We're selling two totally different things. People might stop for my Avon and buy from you, and vice versa. You know?
Cool.
That's my idea on that. But I keep meaning to go to the peanut guy. I mean, he said I could, just haven't done it. So might want to try that. Thank you for sharing, Mary, and hope some of you will try tailgating, because it's a great way to do it.
It is. It is fun.
Yeah. Meet a lot of people, do a raffle, that kind of thing. We have about 3 minutes. Any other questions, suggestions? Anybody want to share about how follow-up has really changed their orders? Remember, if you're muted, you can unmute yourself. I know Delaina's at work. I know she can definitely attest to, I just saw her.
I'm here.
Here she is.
I'm here. I don't have any customers right now.
Okay. And
No, but simple things is I would look at how many brochures are you ordering. If you're ordering 10 or 20 brochures, you're not going to be President's Club. I'm sorry. You need to really invest in some books. You know, spend $25 on your business and order, 100 books, and it's not even $25. So order 100 books, get them out, make sure you're putting them in people's hands. I like to get the little lipstick samples and go to businesses, and I walk in and say, hi, I'm Delaina with Avon. I'm just checking to see if you have an Avon representative. And they will say yes or no. More likely they say no. And I'll say, oh, great. Do you mind no, I don't say, do you mind? I say, here's a brochure for you. And here's a sample. You want to pick out a lipstick sample? Oh, I love the lipsticks. Oh, I remember these are my grandmother. So then you develop a little rapport, The lipstick samples, get them every time. So, and then it is the follow-up. My order goes in tomorrow night. When we get off this call, as long as I don't have a customer, I'm going to do my reminder email and text to my customers, and I guarantee you my order will double as soon as I send it out. They start waiting on me. Some are good and they send them ahead of time, but they wait for that reminder, and you're not bothering them. No. It's a courtesy reminder, a courtesy call, and if they don't want anything, it's okay. Great. I'll get you a book next time, But don't be afraid to follow up. It's your job to follow up, because they mean to order, but they put the book aside and they meant to, and they didn't. So then they call like 2 or 3 days later, oh, I missed the deadline, So just make it your business to follow up with everybody. I guarantee it'll make the difference.
It really does. Thank you for sharing. And we've got about a minute left, so it is going to cut us off in a second. But I can't attest to what she's saying with that. It really does make a huge difference. So if anybody else wants to squeak something out real quick before this shuts us off, are we good? If you have further questions, of course, you can ask in the group. I really appreciate you guys being here. Again, for those of you watching on YouTube, thanks for joining us. This is Team Moneymakers saying goodbye, and we will see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.